What's going on, everybody? It's the Bull Show, aka Aidan, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to continue the draft prospects for the Chicago Bulls as we talk about another player that they've done a workout and an interview with, I believe, in Dominick Barlow. Ladies and gentlemen, a very intriguing player and someone that I've got to say is a very big reason as to why he is moving up a lot of people's draft boards, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I still don't believe he's expected to go around the 18th overall pick like where we are at this point in time, but rumored to go as a potential late first round pick to a very possible second round pick as well. A really interesting player, and I've got to say, after watching him, after doing some research about him, after knowing his strengths and weaknesses, I can honestly say I'm a big fan of this player, ladies and gentlemen, and I would love to see him on this Chicago Bulls team. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about Dominick Barlow and his potential at the NBA level. Do you think it's a good potential to have? Do you think that there's obviously room to improve? Also, where do you see, I guess, his final production being? What is the final version of him? Is he a type of player that could be a good 3-and-D player? Is he a type of player that could excel being just a 3-and-D player, maybe being a potential all-star or something like that? I honestly don't know, but just watching him now, based on what I've seen, I can honestly say I really do like him, ladies and gentlemen. I think he can and does have the potential to be a very good player. He played for the overtime elite team, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I'm not really well educated on, I guess, what that necessarily means. Apparently, it's a new team, and he's played for it. But looking at his season averages for that team, playing 25 minutes per game, he averaged 14.8 points, 5.9 rebounds, 1.1 assists, shooting, I believe, a solid percentage from the field, 53% from the field, and he also shot 36% from the three-point line. Now, to keep this in mind as well, he took 2.2 attempts from the three-point line to get to that 36%. So, again, I would say that's a pretty good, decent amount of three-point shooting that he adds to his game. He's a very interesting player because I feel like his offensive game is extremely well-rounded, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like this guy can do a little bit of everything on the offensive end. As I said before, looking at his stats, he can make that three-point shot, ladies and gentlemen, and I think at the NBA level, that's going to be very important, especially for a guy that probably won't get the most attention on the floor. If he wants to be given a chance on this team, given some minutes on this team, being able to shoot the three, very important. He's also a guy that likes to get fouled at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. He is a guy, he's 6'9" at the end of the day, weighs 214 pounds. Not the, I guess, most elite athlete out there. Obviously, he can still have room to improve in terms of strength and building on muscle for a 6'9" guy, but does get fouled a lot in terms of the, I guess, the league that he plays in at this point in time. And he makes 76 or 77% from the free throw line, I should say, which is a very good number to have. Being able to finish around the rim, shoot the three. He's also a very good mid-range shooter as well. So again, a little bit of everything in his repertoire offensively. A very well-balanced offensive game, in my opinion. And that is a very important thing to have because every team is different. Every team will require something different from you. And for this Chicago Bulls team, I personally think we need three-point shooting and we need floor spacers on the team. Dominick Barlow coming into this team as a rookie and being able to spread the floor and shoot the threes, very important, and I feel like he can do that. But not to mention, maybe again another player where if DeMar DeRozan is injured or he's not going to be for the Chicago Bulls for the long term, having a guy that could also be a good mid-range shooter, can finish around the basket, I think has the potential to be a very decent scorer at the NBA level. But it's not just that I like about him. I really think he's very decent defensively as well. He averages 1.1 steals per game and 1.2 blocks per game in the league. So in the league that he played in. So yeah, at the end of the day, that's really good numbers. Obviously, I do not know the level of competition that he's versing. That's one thing I'm going to get out of the way. A couple of the highlight games that I saw from Dominick Barlow and the team that he played for was truly, I felt like the people that he was playing against is not necessarily good at all, to be honest. But in saying that, again, there's a good reason why a lot of NBA, I guess, prospects, NBA teams are really high on this guy and why he's kind of, I guess, rising in the draft boards. There's obviously something there that teams see and teams love about him. And I think it comes to, I don't see too much weaknesses in his game. I think he needs to improve his strength over time, which will obviously be very much a key and something that I don't see a big problem with in the future, because I think a lot of rookies will have to improve their strength in terms of the NBA level. Not really anything in retrospect to that. But also, again, I don't see too many weaknesses. But he's still not projected to go around what the Chicago Bulls have with the 18th overall pick. So I guess the question is, what exactly can happen in order for us to get Dominick Barlow? Well, we can obviously take the chance and go with him with the 18th overall pick. He's one of my favorite players that I've talked about already. I'm going to be honest. He's one of my favorite players out of all the players I've talked about. He's up there, ladies and gentlemen. He might not be number one. He's definitely up there in terms of the players that I've already discussed. But I think I can even agree, even I guess in what I've seen, he's probably not the first choice with the 18th overall pick. But he's projected to go late first, second round. The Chicago Bulls could potentially pursue a second round pick in my eyes. There's no chance this guy goes undrafted. I think there are too many people that are too high on him for him to go undrafted. He's definitely going to be in the NBA next year. But I do feel like for us to obtain a guy like Dominick Barlow, he would have to go in the second round, ladies and gentlemen. And the Bulls would have to pursue a second round pick so we can go after a player like this. But I gotta say, I'm truly intrigued with a guy that can play both offensively and defensively at a good level. A guy that can play the passing lanes, block a couple of shots, guard through 1 through 4 in my eyes at the NBA level as well. Maybe has that potential to be a small ball center, even though I personally don't see it, but there's obviously could be potential there. He's a good rebounder as well for his height. Very, very good things about him. And I gotta say, I'm intrigued to see if we get a second round pick. I honestly would not put it past the Bulls to select this player. And I really do hope that they give him a really good look, because at the end of the day, I feel like in his limitations, even if he's not going to be the best of the best players in the NBA, which again, he's projected to go in the second round. Not many of them are projected to go, I guess, incredibly superstar potential, but I think even in his weaknesses, he could be a very good 3-and-D player. And I think those are still very important in this league also. So it's very interesting to take a look at this guy. But ultimately, we will not know what the Chicago Bulls will do. He's a relatively unknown prospect, but at the end of the day, the NBA and I guess the draft boards for the NBA teams see something in this player. So let's see what the Bulls can make out of that situation if we do anything at all. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'm going to try and keep these videos a little bit short. My voice is kind of running out, ladies and gentlemen. I've made a lot of videos in the past couple of days. I think I made 2 last night. I made 3 the night before. I am using my voice to its fullest extent, and I hope you won't be able to tell. But if you do, or you are able to tell, I am very sorry. And hopefully, I guess things can improve in the future in that retrospect. The last thing I want, especially at this point in time, when there's still so much to talk about in drafts, in terms of the drafts and the players in the draft, the last thing I want is my voice to be gone completely so I can't make these videos. I think that'd be very disappointing, and ultimately I want to have the goal where whether it's the 18th pick or we draft up or we draft down, the whole goal is that I cover as many people as I can. So a player that does get drafted for the Chicago Bulls is a player that I've already talked about. I would hate it, absolutely hate it, if a player that I haven't talked about is the player that gets selected by the Chicago Bulls. It can happen, obviously. I can't cover everyone, ladies and gentlemen, but that's something that I'm really looking at. That's why I'm looking at a lot of these undrafted, second round, late first round potential. Hopefully, I'll talk a little bit further in terms of, I guess, higher up in the NBA draft as well, the top 10, 13 to 15, stuff like that. But yeah, overall, just another draft prospect done, and we can move on to the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, we'll be able to. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care, and